Get huge savings all summer long with the Buy Here, Sell Here program at the Team Automotive Group. Sell your vehicle to us and we'll pay you top value. Or buy here and get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get Team VIP service at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Few things in life are as valuable as family and peace of mind, especially when it comes to your final arrangements. And that's where Lee Serio can help. His prepaid funeral plans make sure your life will be remembered exactly the way you want it to. With Lee Serio, no detail is too large or too small. Call Lee or his wife Gretchen at 225-315-6329. Let Lee Serio give you and your family the peace of mind you all deserve.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
I'm Gary Rasponi. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor in the state of Louisiana. Why do I think I can do a good job? Or even better than the current Lieutenant Governor? Because I've covered more of the state in 20 years. Y'all either see me in a boat, in a duck blind, at a festival. If you want to find out more about me and what I've done all my life, look me up, GaryRasponi.com.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hello and welcome as we start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of, I'm tempted to say South Louisiana, but since we're worldwide on the internet now, wherever you happen to be. How about that, okay? We start today's show talking about what happens when you live in a bubble. I don't know if it is written down somewhere and hidden away from the American public, but apparently there's an unwritten rule, or written and very well hidden, that when you become a member of Congress, you are obligated to only talk to, listen to, and watch news reports from people who think just like you. It's called living in a bubble. You never get outside of that little sphere of influence, and you go out of your way to be absolutely sure that you are completely insulated from opinions that you don't agree with, even though it is as plain as the nose on your face that your perception is wrong. The halls of Congress are chocked full of individuals like this. For example, Hank Johnson, United States Congressman, member of the U.S. House of Representatives from Georgia. I guess it stands to reason, same place Raphael Warnock is from. Read into that what you will. This week, U.S. Congressman Hank Johnson goes on Fox News to talk about the problem of illegal immigration. Now, I'm not going to insult you, because I know You've already seen the pictures. You've already seen the news reports. You've already seen the videos of millions of people walking across the border, setting up shop, sucking up resources from everyday hardworking Americans. You know all about it. So when the reporter, Hillary Vaughn, asked this United States congressman about this, she said the following: people are breaking the rules, paying a criminal organization to do so, to get to the front of the line. Does that concern you? His response: have you ever been to the border before to see what's happening? He didn't expect her reply. Well, yes. As a matter of fact, indeed, I've spent a lot of time at the border. His response, quote, you didn't talk to the right people, apparently, because your information, your question is based on, your questions are kind of off base. Of course now, and you can't make this stuff up, this is the same guy serving on the Armed Services Committee that said we can't send any more Marines to Guam because it's an island. And if we put too many people on this island, it will tip over, fall into the ocean, and drown everybody. And this freaking clown is in Congress. We can't put too many Marines on the island of Guam because it's an island. It might tip over, fall into the ocean, and drown everybody. Look it up. Don't take my word for it, y'all. Look it up. Meanwhile, despite what Hank Johnson, Democrat from Georgia, would like you to believe, despite that, Democrat mayors, New York, Chicago, go down the list, are all screaming bloody freaking murder because of all the money, all the resources that they now have to divert from their city's budgets to take care of these folks. Well, apparently, according to Congressman Johnson, the mayors of all these cities, they didn't talk to the right people. Or they hadn't been to the border. They don't know what's going on. But he does. The classic, are you going to believe me or your lying eyes? I know you turn on the television and you see lines all across the Rio Grande. You see freight trains coming in with hundreds, if not thousands of people camped out on the trains coming into this country illegally. But this guy says, well, I don't know who you've been talking to, but you've been talking to the wrong people. Now, I know for a fact, because I can see through the TV, I see you shaking your head right now saying, what is this clown smoking? What is he snorting? What is he shooting up? Because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. I see you through the television. But here's the problem. When you vote Democrat, you enable these people. Well, no, Clarence, wait a minute now. I didn't vote Democrat for Congress. I only voted Democrat in the local election. Here's what you don't understand. When you vote Democrat, school board, metro council, legislative races, the people at the top take that as license to carry out their policies from the top down. Well, this must be what the American people want, because look, they voted Democrat for the Metro Council in Baton Rouge. Look, they voted Democrat for the school board in New Orleans. They must want what the Democrats are selling. You see how the game is played? You're thinking, well, I didn't vote for Joe Biden, I just didn't vote. Or you're thinking, well, I only voted in the local elections, and yeah, I voted Democrat, but they don't have any sway with the national party. You could not be any more wrong if you tried to be. They want you to vote Democrat in these races, because then they can tell the American people, well, it's obvious. Y'all want what the Democrats want, and we're going to give it to you. Can you believe this clown? I don't know where you've been. You must not have been to the border. Well, yeah, I've been to the border. Spent a whole lot of time down there. Well, apparently you've been talking to the wrong people. You know, if you go to our southern border, if you have kids in the room, either cover their ears or hit the mute button on the remote in 3, 2, 1. If you've been to the southern border, you don't have to ask anybody a damn thing. It's right there for your eyes to see. You don't have to ask anybody anything. Just look. But this clown wants you to believe there's nothing wrong with the border. Must be something wrong with your eyes. You see what you get? You see what you get when you vote Democrat? Listen, y'all, I have said this ad nauseum. I am not telling you to be a Republican. Be a libertarian. Be an independent. Be no party. But for God's sake, y'all, don't be a Democrat. For God's sake, don't be a Democrat. I know for a fact, looking at you through the television, particularly if you're black, I know for a fact you don't believe that your son can cut off his genitals and magically become your daughter. All that is now is you got a son with no you know what, but you're not a girl. You don't believe that. You know you don't. But when you vote Democrat, that's what you get. You don't believe it's right for all these millions of freaking people to walk in our country, set up shop, hadn't been tested for God knows what kind of diseases, hadn't been vetted for whether or not they're lifelong criminals. You don't agree with that. Especially when it's your jobs that they're taking. But every time you vote Democrat, that's what you get. Maybe one day you'll figure it out. I'll be happy for you. But in the meantime, what in God's name are you doing to our country? Just a question. First break of today's show. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on some Louisiana news. That's next when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
few vehicles develop a community of ownership like the Mazda Miata. But why? Well, maybe it's because Mazda's been building the Roadster for over 25 years and there's never been a bad one. Or maybe it's because the Mazda Miata's been universally praised since its inception as one of the most fun cars to drive for the money. If you're looking for fun, affordability, and reliability, come see our Mazda Miata selection today and experience for yourself why Miata is always the answer. At Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Some Louisiana stories to get you caught up on. The first one in particular I know had concerned a lot of people in our area, particularly from Baton Rouge down south to the mouth of the Mississippi River, the Gulf of Mexico, if you will. Governor John Bel Edwards announcing that President Biden has approved his request for an emergency declaration due to the Mississippi River's saltwater intrusion. If you are completely out of the loop for whatever reason, because of the record-setting drought that we've had this year, the Mississippi River is way down. And as you know, the Mississippi drains into the Gulf of Mexico. When it gets this low, salt water from the Gulf then starts creeping up the Mississippi River. For places like Baton Rouge, it's not that big a concern because our fresh water comes from underground, from an aquifer. But other places in our great state are adversely affected, particularly those communities that get their drinking water from the Mississippi River. As a result of this historic drought, Plaquemines Parish has already been affected by the saltwater intrusion. It is projected that over the next month, other parishes will be impacted, including St. Bernard Parish, Jefferson Parish, and Orleans Parish. Obviously, we need lots of rain, but not just here in Louisiana, in the, what is it called, Marty? The Mississippi River Valley, where it starts way up north and eventually all that water makes its way down to us in Louisiana. The sooner we can get rain up top in the continental U.S., the sooner that water will then transition down the Mississippi River to our part of paradise and flush all that salt water back into the Gulf of Mexico. We will keep an eye on this as it all unfolds, and any info, pertinent info, we of course will pass right along to you and yours. You know, I want to say it was Saturday Night Live that first made an institution out of people saying things that later on came to fruition with negative consequences, and the person that uttered the statement at the time knew full well what could happen, would happen, if in fact they got caught. Well, enter 44-year-old Joseph Pizzolatto. Had been with the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office for 6 years before being fired and put in jail on September 15th. Arrest documents say Pizzolatto allegedly, because we are innocent until proven guilty, Pizzolatto allegedly sent inappropriate text messages with the 15-year-old. The victim told deputies that Pizzolatto messaged her on her phone Friday, September 15th. The following texts were sent from his phone to the teenager's phone. Quote, "I gotta remember you're not 18, LOL. Another, you're beautiful and curvy. Another, delete all that crap, LOL. Another, all I can think about is boobs, ha ha ha. Here's the kicker, this one, quote, I'd go to jail. You're right, Lee Serio just went, You're right. Then they found out the text messages are damning enough in and of themselves, allegedly. He had this 15-year-old dance for him topless and record it and send it to his phone. So law enforcement starts digging after he voluntarily handed over his cell phone number. And looky here, it just so happens your cell phone number matches up with the number where the lewd video was sent from. Her phone. Huh. Remember the I'd go to jail text that he sent? Well, after deputies found the video on his phone, he was then re-arrested and booked on an additional charge of pornography involving juveniles. You know, with all the instances we've had of this in recent memory, it still boggles my mind that individuals would do this. Of course, now, maybe that is a part of the human psyche. It's a part of the human experience. I'm smarter than everybody else. They all got caught. I'm doing the exact same thing, but I'm smarter than everybody else. They'll never catch me. I hope that's not what he was thinking. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm about to get myself in trouble. Marty's like, say it. Say it. I'm about to get myself in trouble. Finally, in other Louisiana news, we were riveted here in Baton Rouge. Maybe riveted is too strong a word, because I think, and y'all accept this in the spirit that it's given, it pains me to say this. We have become desensitized to certain things in this city and this state. Not because we're bad people, but because we see it happen so often. Like murder. There was a time, growing up as a kid in Baton Rouge, if somebody was murdered, oh my God, it was the talk of the whole community. It was the talk of the whole city. We're not these kind of people. We don't do this kind of crap. You know, there might be a fist fight. Somebody might get hit in the head with a bottle or whatever, local wino or what have you. But murder? Nowadays, it is such a regular occurrence, we've become desensitized to it. And now that I think about it, that may be a part of why we have so many homicides. The criminal element and the stupid among us are of the opinion that they're so busy with all the other murders, and it doesn't really shock people anymore, so maybe I can get away with this one. They won't really be paying that much attention. Well, not exactly. 2 additional people arrested recently after a Baton Rouge man, Troy Michael Johnless, was found shot to death and his body dumped in a bayou in Thibodaux. He was first reported missing September 17th, had been seen getting into a car with the woman the night before. His remains were identified September 19th after being found in a bayou in Assumption Parish. You know, I guess that's why they're criminals, because they're not in a race for the brightest bulb in the chandelier contest. But nowadays, in case you don't know, there are freaking cameras everywhere you go. Doorbell cameras, convenience store cameras, bank cameras, speeding cameras. Everywhere you go, we are pretty much constantly under surveillance. So it really didn't take a heck of a whole lot for law enforcement to say, okay. People report the last time we saw this guy, he was getting into a car with a woman. Where? At such and such a store. Okay, let's go get the surveillance video. They get the surveillance video, they find out who the woman is, and like the honorable bloodhounds that they are, the detectives are now hot on your trail. 2 additional people, including the woman, arrested for murder. You know, God bless them for what they do. I have the utmost respect for law enforcement. But wouldn't it be an absolutely amazing thing if we all decided to conduct ourselves such that we don't need law enforcement anymore? I know, pie in the sky. I get it. especially when y'all vote Democrat and their policies, for many of you, put you in the position to where you feel you have to do these things, or, as is the case with a lot of liberals, you feel, well, there won't be any consequences to it, so why the hell not? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll take a shot robbing somebody, because after all, if I'm in Chicago, there's no bail anymore, zero bail. I just walk right out. Kind of like the miner that, along with his black friend, Hispanic miner, videotaped them running over this retired law enforcement officer just out for his morning bike ride. They run this man over, kill him, laughing, chuckling while they film it. And when they got to the jail, you know what he said? The Latino guy who was driving. I'll be out in 30 days. I guarantee it. That, my friends, tells you everything you need to know. Just saying. Bottom of the hour break. When we come back, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. Want to find out what it is? You got to stick around as we continue today's edition of the Clarence Buggs Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Get yourself summer ready with the award-winning lineup of Hondas at Team Honda. We'll help you find just the right vehicle to hit the road to whatever destination awaits you. Come shop the most awarded brand in Car and Driver's 10 Best history at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
It's time to go where summer leads you during this season of discovery at Team Mazda. Transcend ordinary in the Mazda CX-5 or experience the next level of luxury in the all-new Mazda CX-90. Come by today and discover Mazda at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Buggs Show. You know, I typically don't do a lot of sports coverage on the show. That is due primarily to two things. One, Pelican Sports Net does a good enough job without my 2 cents. Additionally, There's so many things plaguing our country these days that I'm obligated to speak out on those things. And 1 hour just isn't enough. But a couple of things in the sports realm happened this week that really caught my attention. Everybody, whether you're a sports fan or not, you all know that Aaron Rodgers expected to do great things for the New York Jets, goes down in the first game, leaves them scrambling. Oh my God, our starting quarterback's gone. We banked all of our season's hopes on this guy. We got to find another quarterback. What are we going to do? So the New York Jets this week get a letter from a guy that is interested in becoming a part of the organization. You know who it is, right? You already know. Colin Kaepernick hadn't set foot on the field in a competitive game in 6 years, sends a letter to the Jets in part that reads as such: there are two benefits to you having me on your team. One, it gives your defense the advantage of getting a true read on the more mobile, athletic, versatile quarterbacks that the team will face in weeks 4, 5, and 6. Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts. Apparently this guy thinks he is in that category. I would only look to boost the confidence of the defense in any interactions that we may have if I was given this role with the team. Kaepernick also said that he's confident Wilson has the tools to lead the Jets to the Super Bowl, but if he's unable to do that, then he could also provide the Jets with both the worst case and best case scenarios with a risk-free contingency plan. Quote, I am sure of my ability to provide you with an elite quarterback option if, God forbid, QB1 goes down. However, I know there may naturally be uncertainties from you and possibly from others about my playing abilities. This plan, I believe, allows me to be a great service to the team as a practice squad quarterback, while also giving you a low-commitment chance to assess my capabilities to help in any other capacity that you may see fit. Remember this guy saying playing in the NFL was akin to being a slave. Now, I pride myself on having paid attention in class, in school. And I will be the first to admit there's the possibility I may have had an off day. And on this day in American history class, I missed the part. I mean, anything's possible. But apparently, I missed the part where they documented slaves, after getting off the plantation, writing a letter to the plantation owner asking, can I please come back? I don't remember that ever happening in the history of slavery. But this guy Colin Kaepernick, after making no bones about the fact that he saw the NFL as pure slavery, got all them black men running up and down the field, sweating, catching balls, hitting each other, trying to knock them. His words, not mine. And now he sends a letter to an NFL franchise wanting, apparently, to be a slave again. Now, it's not Tuesday, nor is it the second segment. If it were, you know what I'd call this, right? Stupid. But I figured this one out right off the bat, y'all. You know what this is, right? There is no way in hell any team in the NFL is going to hire this clown. Number one, because of his baggage. You don't know what this fool might say any given moment of any given day. Number two, you hadn't set foot in a competitive upper level football game in 6 years. So what does he hope to accomplish? Knowing nobody in their right mind is going to hire this clown to clean up the locker room. Well, this, my friends, is about him knowing he's not going to get that job. But it gives him the opportunity to tell the rest of y'all, you see, I sent him a letter, but those racists won't give me a shot. Y'all need to send me some money so that I can continue to fight the good fight against racism. That's all this is, y'all. That's all this is. The money apparently is running out. He no longer fears being relevant. So come up with a scam that you know is not going to work, but you can raise money from the gullible among us to help him fight systemic racism. Maybe in another time and another place, but we've already read you like a cheap dime store novel. Colin, we know what you're all about, buddy. Second thing in sports this week. You know, it's amazing how we as human beings, particularly in our formative years, we grasp things that become a part of us. 1970, which is what, Marty? 53 years ago. I was involved, along with my late brother, in a horrific motorcycle accident. And 53 years ago, wasn't like it is now. You know, now you break your leg, week later, you're in a cast, boot, whatever, you're back home, go on about your business. My injuries were so horrific, I spent 6 weeks in the hospital, 6 months on crutches. Right when I was discharged from the hospital, all I could do was lay in the bed, try to heal up. And once a day, I would be allowed to get my crutches, get out of the bed, walk to the driveway, walk back. That was it. Otherwise, for 23 hours of the day, excluding hours sleep, I'm watching TV. Now back then, there were only 3 stations. Wasn't no cable. This is 1970, y'all. No cable, no satellite, no internet, none of that. There were 3 stations in Baton Rouge. 2 of them, middle of the day, running soap operas. That's all they ran. But it just so happened that when I got discharged from the hospital and went home, it was just in time for the start of the World Series. Baltimore Orioles and Cincinnati going at it. And like any all-American kid, I played baseball, played Little League, played in the neighborhood games, All-American kid kind of stuff. But I'd never really taken the opportunity to sit down and watch how the best in the business do it. There was a guy on third base for the Baltimore Orioles by the name of Brooks Robinson. Young people, you want to see how it's done? Go online and look up Brooks, as in Brooks Brothers, Brooks Robinson. Baddest son of a gun to ever set foot anywhere near third base. Spent his entire 23-year career with the Orioles and made the All-Star team 18 of those 23 years. He died this week at the age of 86. That guy was one of the sports figures back then that transcended race. Well, what do you mean, Clarence? He was like Pistol Pete Maravich to me. Pistol Pete was so amazing with what he could do. He had black kids in the hood wearing floppy socks. They didn't care that he's a white boy. All they cared about is that dude can ball. Brooks Robinson, same thing. When I was finally able to walk again and finally go down to the empty lot in the neighborhood, that was the baseball diamond, I had already stenciled in Brooks Robinson on my glove. Now, in the age of woke and Major League Baseball, I have not watched a Major League Baseball game since they took the very first knee. And to be quite honest with you, don't plan on watching them anytime soon. As a matter of fact, when it comes to Major League Baseball, I have completely forgotten about them. But I will never forget the likes of Brooks Robinson. God bless you, Brooks. God bless you, brother. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and we wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close. Few things in life are as valuable as family and peace of mind, especially when it comes to your final arrangements, and that's where Lee Serio can help. His prepaid funeral plans make sure your life will be remembered exactly the way you want it to. With Lee Serio, no detail is too large or too small. Call Lee or his wife Gretchen at 225-315-6329. Let Lee Serio give you and your family the peace of mind you all deserve.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
I'm Gary Rasponi. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor in the state of Louisiana. Why do I think I can do a good job, or even better than the current Lieutenant Governor? Because I've covered more of the state in 20 years. Y'all either see me in a boat, in a duck blind, at a festival. If you want to find out more about me and what I've done all my life, look me up, GaryRasponi.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final abbreviated segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Ran across this story last night that has me dumbfounded, and it comes out of Cleveland, Ohio. In today's world, we all know that pedophilia in some circles is running rampant. Did you know that this year, so far, in Cleveland, Ohio, more than 1,000 children have been reported missing? Nearly 50 minors have seemingly just disappeared from the same area so far just this month. According to the Ohio Attorney General's office, their missing children's website, a total of 1,072 children have been reported missing so far in 2023 from the Cleveland-Akron area. It is, if you're a person of faith, one of the most egregious sins you can think of, the abuse of children. If you're just a decent human being, it's one of the most egregious offenses you can think of. There's something rotten in Denmark, y'all. And I'm not talking about Denmark across the water. I'm talking about right here at home. And of course, there's still, even though the media is refusing to cover it anymore, close to 1,000 children missing from the wink, wink wildfire in Hawaii. There is evil loose in this world, y'all, and this country. And the sooner we stand up, recognize it, and call it what it is, the better off the world we are going to leave for our children will become. Just saying. Just saying. Meanwhile, Marty, who was it that coined the phrase, never let a good crisis go to waste? Rahm Emanuel, Chicago. How ironic. How ironic. In Chicago, as I'm sure y'all well know now, because Texas has decided, oh, okay, y'all won't play that game? You a sanctuary city? We're going to send y'all some immigrants. So now, you don't just send people, particularly if you're a sanctuary city, you got to take care of them folks. And that takes what? Money. So, people in Chicago started asking, oh, excuse me, how much money are y'all getting to feed, clothe, house these people that are here illegally? And another question, how y'all spending it? So after being stonewalled over the questions, real journalists start Chicago, the home of corruption. Louisiana might be bad, but we ain't got nothing on them folks' house. I'm telling you flat out, we don't have anything on corruption when it comes to Chicago. In Chicago, the migrant crisis has become just this, all about the money. NBC affiliate in Chicago did some digging and found out that 2 employees of Favorite Healthcare Staffing, they assist the city in operating the shelters for the migrants. 2 employees made at least $135 an hour. They also report, does the NBC affiliate, that one facility manager earned $14,000, wait for it, in 1 week. Must be great work if you can get it. Favorite Healthcare Staffing has been given at least $56 million since last October to provide health care for 13,000 immigrants. Marty, when we end the show, we going to Chicago and start us a health care firm. Are you freaking kidding me? Well, no, it is, after all, Chicago. Oh, and while we are talking about it, Chicago is and has been run by who for decade after decade after decade after decade? That's rhetorical. You already know Democrats. My time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. But you already know the drill. Guys, girls, this day, maybe more so than any other day in history, I give it to you. You know what? You're 100% right. America, we are in no way, shape, or form perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is, and God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. You know the good Lord loves you. You know I do too. And there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you soon. God bless.